Okay, so today we're going to explore using Gemini 2.5 Pro to create beautiful infographics. This is an infographic I actually just created with Gemini 2.5 Pro. I'm going to show you the whole process. There are a couple little details. Just cutting right to it. So once you get Gemini 2.5 Pro, it is just the best one right now. OpenAI is fine for creating SVG code. Anthropic is fine for creating SVG code. They're all doing it, and I'm sure that new models are going to come up. There is a consistent problem that all of the LLMs have, and I'm just going to give it to you right at the top in case you're a technical person. This symbol. So SVGs, which are a type of vector graphic image, are made of code. They're not actually made of raster. They're not made of bits, and they're made of code that describes shapes and vectors and spaces and colors. For whatever reason, all of these LLMs I just mentioned have an issue where they include ampersand and symbols in text. This is a no-no. In any SVG, you cannot have this symbol. You should avoid it at all costs. And so what you're going to probably start off with is some sort of prompt that's going to be like, hey, create a rough infographic about this. And I suggest actually keeping the infographic as simple as possible, just being very general, because you're going to want to work on it. Then you're going to also want to include this. Please do not use this symbol. Instead, just say the word and. This, what I'm just telling you, is going to save you a lot of problems, because if you don't do that, you're going to get these kinds of errors. But once you fix that, then you'll have this. And then the next step is you'll want to put that code into VS Code. You're going to want to create a file. We'll call it test2.svg. And then you're going to want to paste the code in there. Sometimes it won't open for you, like it won't open in text editing mode. You're going to want to make sure it's opening in text editing mode so you can actually import the text or the code. And then from there, you're going to want to create, you're going to want to look at it to test it out before you actually print it. So to do that, you're going to want to have a live server installed in your VS Code. Now you can also get a live server and lots of different IDs installed. This is the one I use. I'm not sponsored by them, not related to them, but I use that. Then live server, look, it's all fixed. I took out the ampersand issue. Now the next step is printing it off. We have this. How do we do it? Well, what I do is I go to Microsoft Store and I get the SVG batch converter, SVG to favicon. You can get a free trial, or it's $2 Canadian, which I think is about $1.50 American, or somewhere around there. Open it up, and then you can select your files, select your folder. So you select files. I think the one that we were just working on was test 1. What's great about this is it has an enlarge factor, so we can make it quite large. We can actually make it 11 times bigger than original, which means it's going to be a fairly large PNG, but it'll be also very, very beautiful. So you have that, and then we open that. Boom, here we go. We got a PNG, and it is extremely sharp. Look how far you're able to zoom into the images. So you can create fairly beautiful infographics that are print ready. The software allows you to convert not just PNGs, you can have JPEGs, PDFs, TIFFs, which are a very large document. TIFFs, I wouldn't necessarily recommend using TIFF, as it creates a very large file that can be 100 megabytes in size easily. Web Ps and GIFs and BMPs. PDFs is kind of fun because, especially if you're trying to print it off right off the bat, you can sort of if you make sure to tell the LLM that you are creating a PDF, you want to say keep it in A4 format in your prompt. And if you keep it in A4 format, so that way the SVG is the right size for printing on paper, then once you convert to a PDF, it should all be the right size. If not, there's going to be issues with it scaling it to A4 size. So you want to make sure it's A4 format and in the prompt, and hopefully Gemini will do its best to get there. But as we've shown, sometimes Gemini does have issues. You do have to coax it. Often you'll be copying these errors and putting it back into Gemini. All right, that's it. Thank you so much. That's vibe coding and infographic.